Howdy, folks. John Weber here, 5D New Human Spiritual Quest podcast guy, talking about 5D New Human, being a 5D New Human, right? And if you're here, you're 5D New Human because you wouldn't have landed here if this wasn't something that resonated with you. I'm going to share some information because I'm no longer really talking to the general public. I'm talking to the 5D New Humans, like those who know. They've discovered their core frequency. They've discovered their love and light, and it's something that's passion. It's a frequency of wholeness, of contentment, of fire in your belly. Change is happening. You're so excited to realize that we're in the new earth, that we are those who are now manifesting this new earth, and we are working together in this frequency to make the world a better place. Is that frequency resonating in you? Awesome. So glad you're here. As usual, I'm going to talk about 5D perception. I'm talking in 5D, about 5D, and I'm only talking in frequencies. Frequencies. So whatever words I'm using, whatever narrative I create, don't get caught in the narrative. Recognize the frequency. So in every single communication that ever takes place anywhere on the planet between any conscious beings, there's a frequency. There's a frequency that travels through the communication, right? So there's a frequency of what it is that I'm seeing, what it is that I'm resonating, and I'm putting this out on the table as my love and light resonant frequency. How it lands with you and how it lands with the rest of the world, we don't debate it. We don't argue it. We don't wrestle it. We don't constrict it. We just allow it. And so here's the thing, zoom. You zoom in to your own coherent frequency, like you know what you know, like you know your own path, you know what it is that you're here to do because you know, right? It's a frequency of knowing. So once you recognize your own frequency, and a lot of times if you're just starting in the 5D transition, you're seeing in 5D, you're able to see all the different angles of everything that are happening. You're able to see the full circle of the perception. You're able to see the whole perception because boom, you zoom way out, you got your eyes open and you're looking. When something arises that challenges your core frequency, it feels a little bit uncomfortable. Well, the 5D way to recognize and to resonate with something that's uncomfortable is number one, own your own frequency. So when you own your own frequency, you hold in this coherent knowing, right? And if a frequency comes at you because it's a different narrative, because it's challenging whatever it is that you're hearing or whatever it is that you're thinking, right? You don't have to engage that frequency. You don't have to fix that frequency. You don't have to do anything. You just hold true to your core frequency. When that frequency arrives, it's going to arrive as a narrative. It's going to arrive as words. It's going to arrive as a book. It's going to arrive as a person. When it arrives, and if it's not in resonance with you, you don't have to resist it. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to do anything with it. You can just turn away from that and say, that's not resonating with me, so I can stay true to my core frequency. If you're discovering that that narrative is coming from your wife or your husband or your sister or your brother or your mother or your father or your neighbor or anyone that's actually in your frequency field, right? Hold true to your frequency. Hold coherent to your frequency. Listen to that frequency and allow that opposite frequency to yours that you don't like because it's an opposite point of view to you and it feels uncomfortable. But when you stay true to your own core frequency and you just hold to your own belief system, right? And so if somebody is now presenting a different point of view that's in conflict to this, that point of view is not wrong. That point of view is not dark. That point of view is not evil. It may feel that way in our frequency field, but the frequency field of knowing that we are coherent in our own space we're able to allow that frequency to exist on its own. So I'm going to put this into a narrative. I'm a Christian. So as a Christian, I'm a Christian, and I've been raised as a Christian, and I've devoted my life to Christ. I've been baptized. I dedicate all my life to spreading the good news of the kingdom. So that's who I am. That's my frequency. So if I happen to be in a community group, and then all of a sudden my daughter brings home a guy who's an atheist, right? Well, how does that resonate, right? Well, that's going to resonate as something uncomfortable to me, right? But I resonate in knowing my own truth. So when my daughter wants to engage with somebody who's necessarily not a believer, right? That frequency exists. That frequency exists. And by the way, there's thousands of people who perhaps ascribe to atheism, or perhaps I'm a Christian and my daughter brings home a Mormon or a Jehovah's Witness or a Muslim, right? The frequency may feel a little bit discomforting, but we're only talking about the frequency. The 5D New Human, we resonate in this frequency of knowing what's comfortable and what's not comfortable. And here is the 5D wisdom point on this. The 5D wisdom point on this is that as 5D, we zoom in, we know that we are love and light. We have a direct portal to God, which is the source frequency, which is in charge of every single thing that exists, and every single thing that exists is love and light. So when I'm in this core frequency, when something shows up that doesn't feel right to me, I don't have to fix that. I don't have to do anything with that, because that stands alone as also part of the source frequency. It's just not in alignment with my core frequency. Understanding this? So we allow that frequency to exist, right? We don't have to engage that frequency. This is 5D perception. This is the new earth. We're now living in this new frequency earth. We're living in this new earth where we realize that, boom, I have my truth and I have my love and my light, and boom, my love and light is on. And I put this love and light out to the world. And I'm not asking you to agree with one word that I'm saying. All I'm asking you to consider is, what is the frequency of the message? And that's true with every group of people that you meet. Because you know what? I can go and hang with a group of my Christian friends, and oftentimes they can be highly judgmental, super close-minded, and almost irritating. And yet here they are, my brothers in Christ. So this is not something that we get intellectually. Like, it's not something that we're ever going to necessarily agree to on the narratives, right? What we discover in 5D, and what the 5D New Human is, and the 5D who's living in the new earth is we're coherent to our own frequency. We're putting our love and light on the table, and we allow our love and light on the table to stand. And we just stand in coherent frequency with that. That's what we stand for. Like, that's the frequency that we're bringing to the new earth. And as each individual, boom, boom, brings their own frequency, and they put their own light on the situation, right? That's a contrasting frequency, right? But when you allow that frequency to exist on its own, and you're not debating, you're not wrestling with it, you just allow that light to shine, because that's their light that shines. Pretty soon, boom, boom, as more and more people start coming to the table, and they start putting their own frequency narrative on the table, because they're communicating their own love and light frequency. And boom, they're turning inside out, and they're putting their love and light frequency on the table. Is this making some sense? I hope this is making some sense. You can call it an opinion, right? We all share an opinion. And an opinion is typically felt as an argument. So if a person starts talking about their country, and they happen to be very liberal, their point of view in the way they talk about their country, and the way that they talk about their world, and the problems that they potentially see, that's their perception. That's their love and light perception. And if we don't argue that, and we don't fight that, we just allow that to be. And then pretty soon, all opinions are on the table. So now we know what it's like to be a Christian. We know what it's like to be a Muslim. We know what it's like to be a Mormon. We know what it's like to be a Jehovah's Witness. We know what it's like to be an atheist. We know what it's like to be a patriot. We know what it's like to be a liberal. We know what it's like to be libertarian. We know what it's like to be loving and to be kind and to be nursing and to whatever frequency exists. All frequency exists. All frequencies are love and light. So what we do in 5D New Human Perception, we put our lights on. And when we see our light, because we're on the new earth. So when the new earth, boom, we put our lights on. And now as we shine our lights on, we're going to find those people in our space that it's going to reflect back at us. So when we see our own love and light reflecting back to us, because it resonates, we mirror loop that. We mirror loop that. How do we mirror loop it? We comment. I love this thought. This is making a whole lot of sense. 5D perception share. Brilliant. Loving this 5D perception share. We're not arguing. No more arguing. No more debates. No more fixing anything. We're not going to go in and try to fix anything. Boom, boom. We're just putting our lights on. The lights are on. There's something wrong here. Yep. There's definitely something wrong, right? In America. There's so much wrong in America. But we're not debating it. We're not wrestling it. We're not arguing it. Boom, boom. We're just putting our lights on it. We're just putting our lights on it. And as more and more of us contribute by putting our own love and light on the table, not being challenged, just being heard, just being listened to. So if there's a frequency that's out of sync with me, I don't have to fight it. I don't have to resist it. I just need to allow that light to stand. And if I look at it with an objective of my own love and light, all I'm seeking to do is to understand that frequency. I need to understand that frequency and ideally understand the human being that is channeling that frequency. In other words, someone is standing behind that love and light point of view. And when you find the person who's standing in love and light that's on the opposite political aisle, you'll still know it's love and light. And so you can mirror loop the love and light. And once we're all shining our lights and we're all mirror looping this love and light, all of our problems melt in the light. All of our problems melt in the light. And all of a sudden, we're all putting our lights on, and boom, wherever there's a conflict, the next person puts their lights on. And as we all putting our lights on, what are we doing? We're stopping the wrestling. We're stopping the competing. We're stopping the arguments. We're stopping the 3D matrix, pain and suffering. And you know who that worries? That worries those who are in charge. Because the world propaganda machine, those who have the power, those who have the influence, those who have the money, they like being in control. And one of the ways that they have kept us in control is they keep us all freaking out. And that's what you call the local news. So 5D New Humans, boom, boom, our lights are on. We're shutting off the news. We're not shutting off information. We're staying coherent in our knowing, right? So there are channels online. There are news channels that I follow that I think provide great information. One is the Canadian Reporter, right? The Canadian Reporter. He shares coherent information. He's not in argument and debate. He just kind of puts his light on the table and it stands. The Canadian Shield, another guy I really like from Canada. You know, these guys are putting their voice out. They're putting their face and their voice out. Boom, boom. They're putting their lights on the problems in the earth. They're not arguing it. They're not getting all jacked up and fighting it. They're just putting the ideas on with light. And if you just listen to their ideas, you don't have to agree with them. You can think their ideas are totally chaotically wrong. But the fact that you resonate in that frequency, the fact that you see that point of view, you're going to expand your own knowledge and your own light sources. Another great group is this Promethean Action. They're talking a lot about boom, boom, what's taking place on the earth, and a lot of the chess moves, if you will, on what's taking place on the planet. And yes, you can look at it and you can say, oh, that's political. Boom, boom, put your lights on it. Political makes it uncomfortable. Just boom, boom. Understand their point of view. You can agree with it. You can disagree with it. You don't argue it. You just let it be. Just let that point of view stand. Glenn Greenwald, the guy sends news, tends to be kind of a middle of the road kind of guy. He's not overly hyperbolic, you know. He just kind of puts the information out and on the table. So those are some of the people that I listen to. Those are some of the frequencies that I resonate with. I'm looking for 5D new humans who want to talk about, boom, boom, the news from a 5D perception. Because that's what I kind of sense that these names that I just referenced do. But there are those who can actually provide commentary that's not providing commentary that's wrapped in an agenda. It's wrapped in that's wrong. It's wrapped in that you're attacking this or you're attacking that. Boom, boom. No, 5D, our lights are just on. So we can look at this. So we can say, what's going on with America? Why is America doing what they're doing? And every single human being has got a point of view, and their light is worthy of being heard. And once every human being's light is on the table and we understand where every human being is coming from and our lights get here, we are going to collectively solve every single problem that's on the planet, because we're not going to be wrestling and fighting it. Boom, boom. We're just going to be putting our lights on it. And when we start talking about it collectively, we're going to start to develop what I would call the higher consciousness of humanity, which is source energy, which is God. Right? And that frequency is what runs every single thing in our reality. There is nothing in our reality, boom, that is not source energy, which is God. And that source energy, which is God, flows right through me. And it flows right through you. And that's the 5D new human perception. And that's the new earth we're living in. I'm talking frequencies. This is all about frequencies. It's all about resonating, finding where you resonate comfortably. Once you find where you resonate comfortably, you just stay here. And anyone who wants to argue with you or anyone who wants to challenge you, you don't have to defend this, because this is who you are. You don't need to defend who you are. Like, boom, this is who I am. So just be who you are. And then when someone comes at you that wants to challenge whatever you are, don't argue with them. Boom, boom, put your lights on them and ask them what it is that they're saying. And just hear them out. Let them put their information on their table. But if, as they're putting the information on their table, they're personally attacking you, or they're personally attacking somebody else, or they're showing they want to resist or they want to protest, boom, boom, lights on. Yeah, that's not where I'm vibrating, because that's not the 5D new human love and light. That's the old world 3D matrix tug of war, right? Those are the political arguments. Boom, boom. 5D new humans, our lights are on. 5D new humans, boom, we're the ones that are rearranging the way the world is working. And boom, boom, we're leveraging the AI to do that. I've just set up a new program, a new project that I'm working on, 5dnewhuman.com. Connecting with those 5D, boom, boom, new humans whose lights are on. Those who, boom, boom, want to be in the love and light. Those who can talk about any subject that's taking place on the earth from any angle, from any point of view, from any perspective, and they're not triggered by it. Boom, boom, 5D new human coherency. And when we talk coherently about what's happening on the planet, right, and we're resonating and we all got our lights on and we're all putting our lights onto the topic, and every point of view is allowed to breathe and to exist without being attacked. That's the new earth. That's what we're living in. And it's peace and it's paradise. And it's not a new physical planet. Boom, boom. It's just the perception. Lights are on. Life is bliss. Everyone is love and light. And we're all resonating in this frequency. And that frequency resonates everywhere. So it doesn't matter what religion you're in, what community you're in, what scientific ideologies that you carry, or anything that has anything to do with life. Boom, boom, there's always a positive and a negative. So boom, boom, there's always the light. When you turn the light on, the battle goes away. Like you turn the light on, and rather than being in the conflict and in the back and forth, boom, boom, you're in the light of saying, I can see this. I can see this. I can see this. I don't have to understand it. I don't have to fix it. I don't have to do anything with it other than boom, boom, put my lights on. So when something is in conflict with me, I don't have to wrestle with it. I don't have to say, yeah, but you're missing something. They're missing something. I'm not missing anything. So just shine your light on that idea, right? And if you do, if they want to engage, you just shine your light on them. Ask them questions. Ask questions and say, oh, am I understanding you correctly? So this is the way you're seeing it. Is that correct? Yes, 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 yes. Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, I'm resonating with them and I'm seeing the way they're seeing the world because I'm not wrestling with it. I'm resonating with it. 5D New Human, the spiritual frequency manifesting our new earth. It's right here, right now. And you're a part of it. The fact that you're here listening. I'm going to run one of my little commercials, come back on the other side, and we'll wrap up this episode. Have a listen. A 5D New Human Perception Inquiry. Take an honest assessment of your life. Does something feel off right now? Grab some old photos, trigger some old memories. Notice what you're feeling inside. It's subtle. Do these things feel flat? Do old connections feel quiet? This is your 5D New Human Perception. So ask yourself, where am I? Who am I? Am I lost? No, you haven't lost anything. But you are changing. The 3D Matrix says, hold tight. Believe your story. Stay on the same path. But your 5D New Human Frequency says, I'm not that person anymore. So now take a deep breath. Inhale and slowly exhale with a hiss. Notice your heart is beating. Feel the love and light that sits in your own belly. Now ask yourself, was something taken away from me? No, there's nothing taken away, but there is something new. It's you. Welcome to 5D Perception. The 5D New Earth is not a place, it's a perception. It lives inside of you and it flows through you. Nothing is broken. In fact, everything is being fixed. You're standing at the doorway of the 5D New Earth. You are invited and welcomed to join us here. Please love and like and share the spiritual quest. There you go. 5D New Humans. Boom, boom. John Weber, 5D New Human, 5dnewhuman.com. This is the truth. This is the frequency. This is the love. This is the light. This is the coherence, right? This is contentment. This is wholeness. Like the words are only pointing at the frequency. Boom, be the light. Boom, be the love. Boom, be peace. Be joy. Be contentment. Be solid. Be whole. Be trustworthy. Be the frequency of Source, because that's what we are. And collectively, that's who we are in the new earth, and that's where we're resonating and we're vibing. So if you're excited about this, if you've got a burning up inside of you, if there's something that you want to do, the thing that makes a 5D New Human open to being on the 5D, on 5dnewhuman.com is you've got to put your human face out there. Put your human face and your human voice out, right? A lot of people are hiding behind the AI, so they're taking their wisdom, but they're putting it out front because they're hiding behind the AI, because that's a fear. You can say, yeah, but the AI can do it better, and that's okay. You can still utilize the AI to carry your voice and to echo your voice and to amplify your voice, but you can't remain hidden. So many of these Facebook channels that send out massive amounts of wisdom that I would call it 5D perception, 1,000-fold, but you never know a human being behind it. You know, there's some quantum space. Okay, well, what is quantum space, and how do I interact with quantum space? You don't. So that's non-human. That's non-human, even though there's human frequencies behind that. And by the way, there is nothing on this planet that was not manufactured, designed, thought of, and implemented, boom, boom, by source energy of the human brain. And our human mind and our human brain and our collective human frequencies is the world that we live in. And every single thing that exists belongs here. Everything that exists is part of the source energy. So there's nothing that we're going to kill. There's nothing that we're going to destroy. There's nothing that we are ever going to be able to change to meet our expectations, because boom, boom, the only thing we can change is meeting our own resonant frequency, finding where I stand true, where I stand coherent, where I stand strong, capable, competent, knowing. It's a frequency. It's not words, it's not narratives, it's a frequency, 5D New Human frequency. Find that frequency. That's your place. Vibe there and find that, boom, put your lights on, and wherever you see that light being reflected back to you, comment on that. Invite them to 5D. Invite them to the New Human movement. I love that share. That's 5D New Human perception. Thank you for sharing your 5D New Human perception. Thank you for sharing your light. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for making those comments. We, boom, boom, we reflect the light. We just start reflecting the lights. And the 5D New Humans, those who are putting their face and their voice out there, boom, boom, we're the ones that are shining the light. And we're shining the light from the new earth. That's the new earth. The new earth, and the portal to the new earth is through your heart. That's where you find your coherent connection. And once you attach to this, that's your portal to the new earth, right? And those of us who have gone through our portal, we've turned inside out, right? We've crossed the barrier, the gates are open, and we've already migrated to the new earth. And it's here right now. It's right here, right now. And it's only starting with you, finding your core creation, your core connection to the creation, to the creator who manufactured this whole thing, that maintains this whole thing. Because once we as individuals establish our own coherent frequency within the new earth, we resonate in perfect harmony with everything. We can just move around because everyone that's in this space is coming to it with this coherence. And so there's just a natural comfort. There can be complete contrast. There can be the absolute opposite points of view, and there can be the absolute opposite colors and the absolute opposite of everything, right? But we resonate with everything. That's the new earth. And when we start collectively moving completely free from the matrix, and we're talking in 5D like I'm doing right now with you, and we start thinking and we start talking about what doesn't exist, but we talk about what could exist and how we imagine it to exist. And rather than arguing it and debating it, we put it on the table. So I am putting John Weber, 5D New Human, vibrating in my own coherence. I'm turning inside out. I'm putting my love and light, 5D New Human plan on the table, and I'm describing the new earth as I see it. And I'm in that space. And I know that there are thousands of others with me because I didn't invent 5D, right? I didn't invent any of this stuff. I didn't invent the consciousness movement. I've got nothing to do with starseeds or all these other people that are moving in these spaces, right? It's a frequency. It's just a frequency that now I've identified and resonate with. And now, boom, I'm one of those leading voices. I am the 5D New Human voice. That's what this podcast is about. And I'm boom, boom, my light's on the table. My love and light is on the table, and my love and light is out to the world. One 5D New Human voice. Come to 5dnewhuman.com where we share other voices. And if you feel as if that's your voice and you want to add your voice to this, man, we want you. Every single human being who is desired to be resonating in the new earth, and they want to be a star in the new earth. They want to reach out. They want to be popular in the new earth. The new earth, right, is only love and light. So find your love and light message. There is no traction in the new earth. There's no traction in the new earth for triggering, right? For interrupting, right? For challenging, for fact checking, for that frequency. That's a frequency. Zap, 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 zap. That's like creates shocks. 5D New Humans, we're just in love and light. We're in this frequency, and we're mirror looping that frequency. So I have a book, 5D New Human. Are you at 5D yet? You are invited. The love and light heart frequency that's manifesting our new earth. And it's available right now, and there'll be a link under this video. But if you're new to this, have a listen to that. And if you're young and you're motivated and you have skill sets, like you can create videos, or you can create music, or you can create some artistic stuff, or you want to create, posts or messages, We're looking for those who, boom, boom, want to be in the 5D New Earth with us. Boom, boom, want to play a role in helping us to reach this ideal place collectively, right? Boom, once you're in the New Earth, you're there, and it's a frequency, and life is amazing, and I get to live in that space. If you'd like to talk to me directly, or if you'd like me to have a communication with you and your particular spiritual group of people who talk, and we'd love to be able to have that type of a conversation, I certainly will make myself available to those things, right? And right now we're early on, so I'm not charging for this. I'm not going to set up appointments that I'm going to have to meet, none of that stuff. But if you're serious and you want to have a conversation, start with reaching out. Let's have a conversation. And then from there, we can determine whether or not there's a possibility that I can be on your podcast or I can communicate to your network. Or boom, maybe you want to come over here and have a conversation with me because maybe you're curious to challenge these concepts directly. Let's do that, right? I'm open and I'm here. Boom, boom. John Weber, 5D, New Human Love and Light. Lights are on. The New Earth is here. I love you. I love you. I truly do. I'm so grateful that you follow and share this podcast and these ideas that I'm sharing. And look forward to seeing you next week. We'll be back again then. I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace.